some incidents determined my career and the rest of my life. I'm 7 years old, and I walk along a little river in my hometown in the southern part of the Netherlands. The water is supposed to be fresh and clean, but instead of that, it's polluted and dangerous for my life. I'm shocked, but also I'm determined to make the water once clean again. In the same year, 1965, the later Prime Minister, Joop den Uyl, announces that the Dutch coal mines will be closed. Although he solemnly promises alternative work for all miners, 80,000 people lose their jobs. The region is in a shock, and my whole family and I myself are forced out of our comfort zone. It's my uncle Ben left on the picture. Now I realize that this was the seed for my concerns about the regional economy and employment. I'm 14 years old, and I read Limits to Growth, published by the Club of Rome. The report is about our planet and world population. And I'm very touched by the principle of sustainability. People, planet, profit. No wonder I end up as a water engineer. Besides being a water engineer, I'm also a passionate cook who likes to cook with people and to mix social ingredients to create new recipes. I like to cook and plus up solutions for societal challenges. Now, at the age of 58, I'm still concerned about our planet and mankind. President John F. Kennedy had a life mission and a dream. His moonshot was to put the first man on the moon. My moonshot as a chef is to stir in the economy, to make it clean and circular, and to contribute to sustainable welfare for the next generations. 5 months ago, I quit my job to make my life work of cooking new Hanza recipes. This region and this economy needs strong new recipes for the revival. Based on my Hanza recipe, the new Hanza, smart cities, smart factories. I want to inspire people and to energize them and to contribute to sustainable welfare. Maybe you wonder, what is Hanza? Let me explain in my beloved Hanza town, Deventer. The Latin word Hanza refers to a group of merchants, but also to the collaboration of cities and their trade. And the Hanza was a commercial federation of more than 200 cities that dominated trade in the north of Western Europe for almost 4 centuries, and still it exists. The Hanza had its own laws and political and military means to protect trade. In fact, the Hanza was the first common market, but also it was a European Union avant la lettre with unique Hanza DNA. Mutual trust, collaboration, entrepreneurship, and civic engagement. No wonder the Hanza is one of the 32 cultural roots of Europe. The Hanza was very important for the development of the Netherlands. The River IJssel was one important water connection between the German hinterland, the Rhineland, and the former Southern Sea, thus providing access to the North Sea and the Baltic Sea. Deventer is one of the 5 oldest cities in the Netherlands. In those times, it was much bigger than Amsterdam, and almost it became the capital of the country. Deventer was active in the Hanza, and the international trade and international fairs gave an enormous boost to the economy. So there was economy, there was welfare and benefaction. So Deventer also played an important role in the following social areas. Education, Erasmus studied here. Religion, Geert Groote founded his modern devotion here. Healthcare, jurisdiction, and culture. Now let me zoom in to stress factors and urgency. In ancient times, people started hunting when they were hungry, and they fled in case of danger. I strongly believe that society's pain must get worth and that people must feel the urgency before anything gets done. Would you search for another job unless you are forced to? Would you move your home unless there's some urgent reason to? Only people who feel the pain and the economic stress themselves are willing to change, and they are willing to implement major changes and transitions. Let me zoom in to 3 stress factors on a higher level. First, there is population stress. In 1972, the Club of Rome predicted the current world population to be 7 billion people and 9 billion people in 2050. The exponential growth of the world population causes severe societal challenges concerning food production, natural resources, energy supply, and climate change. What if no one else will save our planet and mankind? What if no one will save our economies? Do you feel any stress now? Do you like to drive your own economy? Certainly, I do. Second, there is urbanization stress. Now 50% of the world's population lives in cities, and this will be 70% in 2050. Just imagine that 750,000 people will relocate from the eastern part of the country to the western part. The result is that the eastern part will face economic shrinkage, population aging, and the exodus of young talent. Many young people left their eastern homeland already. Third, there is economic stress. In the Netherlands, there's almost no population growth. And the result is that economic stagnation and recession are likely to occur. Figures and signals indicate that the competitive position of the eastern part has worsened over the past decades. Many factories went bankrupt, many brands disappeared, and 100,000 people lost their jobs. Besides, all economic activity is concentrated more and more in the western part of the country. And there is no political stress at all to change this development. All these stress factors together create an economic and demographic unbalance between the eastern and the western part. So what this region needs is a strong new recipe for the revival of the economy and to achieve sustainable welfare for the next generations. From our past, from the Hanza and stress factors, we can create a strong new recipe for the future. Hanza history and values are an excellent basis for such a future recipe for this region. And this region can be influential again in the field of education, religion or spirituality, healthcare, jurisdiction, and culture. So why reinventing the wheel if we have a strong proof of concept built in Hanza times? Let me point out 3 solutions for a sustainable economy and the future-proof welfare. First, look eastward. Let us plus up this region by having a closer look at our neighbor, Germany. By far our most important trade partner. The value of Dutch-German trade was 140 billion euros in 2014. And this can easily be doubled or even tripled. Trust-based relationships are the basis of the so-called Rhineland trade model. Therefore, let us feed this relationship, exploit the opportunities, and use our excellent geographical position as a liaison between the German Rhineland and the Anglo-Saxon world. Not only we share history and Hanza values, but also we face similar challenges in the field of technology, renewable energy, and national resources. Second, build smart cities. Smart cities are about smart living, smart energy, smart mobility, and smart economy. Using state-of-the-art technology, cities hold the key for a future-proof economy and collaboration. Mutual trust and collaboration are the most important success factors for new city networks and new economies. If cities are smart enough to collaborate, like in Hanza times, then smart cities together will be more competitive and feed the economies. Third, build smart factories. Knowledge hubs like TEDxSaxionUniversity, Wageningen University, Brainport Eindhoven provide state-of-the-art technology, an excellent recipe for future-proof economies. Industry is becoming more and more efficient in the Netherlands and is trying to reduce the carbon footprint. Industrial changes are driven by clean technologies, bio-based materials, circular economy, nanorobotics, nanotechnology, robotics, and new circular business models. In this fourth industrial revolution, IT technology and big data offer a unique opportunity to make our factories smart and future-proof again. and smart factories create 100,000 jobs. I strongly believe in the principles of sustainability. People, planet, profit. And that mankind will learn from the tasty ingredients of the past. Past is the future. So let us plus up this region and create a long-term economic program for the revival of our economy and to provide sustainable welfare to next generations. Based on my Hanza recipe, the new Hanza, smart cities, smart factories. My Hanza recipe is about winning by sharing sustainable welfare for the next generations. And looking back at that little boy of 7, the circle can be closed. Water to connect and water to cook a clean and circular economy. Well, are you all hungry enough to join cooking with me?